Whew. Good morning for me dry lawn cut. Shoulder not too bad. Cat working on university stuff on a Saturday, but she's got a maths exam coming up and she's not a big fan of maths. Very windy, but just glad it's dry. Peterborough. It's been a while since I put anything out of any interest, to be honest, but I've been jotting down a few notes about what I need to talk about. So we'll start in my shed, so I'll follow you. You go first, go on. Fairy door for my grandkids. What's it going to say? I'm shopping! Unless they want to put something different on. So look at this. What an absolute mess. So first of all, I've got some pipe, and this is just stuff that I don't know what to do with yet, but it just sort of sits in here. Spawning brushes, so I can use them at some point. These are the old tarpaulins that I had over the top of the pond that failed basically, so we're going to use them on the 20-foot water feature at my mate's house, just to cover the earth up before the butyl or rubber liner goes on top of that. We haven't decided that yet. Various bits of flexible pipe. The other base of the shower, I built a mould that didn't get used for one or two reasons. Underneath there is the original spillway from the shower system. This is from Koi Diaries that Uncle Terry stuck together for me, so I still haven't really decided what to do with that, basically because the weather's been so pants. But it will get used. I'll probably put a weir gate in one side, and we've got in here, utilise that somehow, not decided. Got a heater that was in the greenhouse, but because of the way things are with electric, lots and lots of cartridge filters. In fact, that reminds me, I've got to change the one prior to the big blue, so I'll do that shortly. This pump, All Pond Solutions, I think will be used in the wildlife pond, which you can just see through there. Can't clean my shed windows. Some more of this stuff. This was the roof again over the top of the pond while it was being fiberglassed, so this and these will be going to my mates. I've got a load of micro K1 that I don't know if I'll use. I've got a 3-stage dechlorinator that I don't know if I'll use. I've got this, built some kind of sieve system. I don't know if I'll use that neither. What have we got back there? I've got filter floss, but I will be using that. That'll go in the top of my shower. My Biofarm koi box. So there's going to be a few bits moving out. What's under here? Oh god. Yes, loads and loads of fittings and some upflow filter discs, which I had to change because the micro K1 were going through that. But anyway, so yeah, one or two bits and pieces. And I had a bit of a stroke of luck as well with logs. We got down to the last log of the original tree when that was cut. That's the tree, just in case you don't know what a tree looks like. And Cat's mate got in touch with me and says, I've got some logs in the garden, would you like some? Yes, please. And then we got some kindling as well. So yeah, happy days. So some good news there. The wind's howling. Right, I'll come back to that. Let's go somewhere quiet. Oh, I just need to bob in the kitchen. Got something to show you. Fish are doing lovely. It's amazing how you get 1 degree difference in the weather and all of a sudden it almost like a switches them on. Cleaned the windows yesterday. Where's the rest of them? Must be all down in the bottom. Yep, there they all are. Won't be able to see them down there. Anyway, faffing, get on with it. Oh. Right, one person that I should mention. Well, I'll mention 3. The 3 Amigos, the Canadian 3 Amigos. So Sydney, Coiron, Chris, Stubbs Aquatic, and Ken Richards. Now Ken got in touch with me around Christmas time gone, and he said to me that I was quite supportive of his channel after we did the 10 in 10. So it was just basically, come on Ken, share your 50 years of experience, and as a thank you, Ken says, I will send you a mug by Canadian Post. And after about 2 months there was no Canadian mug, so Ken, bless him, got in touch with, is it Vistaprint over in England, and they did one. And a week after Vistaprint turned up, the Canadian one turned up. So we now have 2. So I'm looking here. Oh, what we got? I've got a Koi Whisperer one, some long time ago, and Koi Diaries. So we're doing all right for mugs. Oh, and of course, Righty, what a guy. So then I said to Ken, we've got plenty of mugs, mate, but I don't want to put that in a cupboard out of the way. Is there any chance I can pass this on to a nominated beneficiary by yourself? So we had a chat. That person was nominated and that person will receive it soon. But I'm not going to tell you who. Right, we're now in the greenhouse. Some of the things that I have to consider this year and towards winter will be redesign the covers. As it stands, it's almost like a 2-man job to safely take these off, because they can be quite brittle if you get a twist in them. And as Cat's working all the time, I'm thinking to myself, well, redesign them during the summer, then they're ready for winter, so I might have to stump up some money for some polycarbonate or just a better cover to make things stiffer. So maybe split that section into 2, leave this bit as it is, and this section into 2. So there'll be 5 sections, and 1 man or 1 cat can take them off successfully. So that's that bit. An apology, as I follow about 130 people on YouTube, sometimes it's completely overwhelming the amount of videos that come out, and I just simply can't keep up with them. So if you find that I haven't commented on your videos as often as I normally would, I'm sorry. I catch up with as many as I can with the time that I have, but I'm not ignoring you even if I don't comment. I do watch them, and I always give you the thumbs up, always. There's no point doing anything else apart from a thumbs up. So that's that. There's been 1 or 2 bits of unrest, shall we say, in the koi tuber community. People being maybe a little bit silly with the comments, negative with the comments. I'd never be negative with the comments, never. It's just not in me. I'm too old for that. So I think you'll find that if you listen to people with their narrative and they're explaining what they're going to do with their pond, that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to then criticise them because of what they're going to do with their pond, because it's their pond. If they turn around and say, we need some advice, that's when you can jump in and offer some advice. Otherwise, just watch the video and enjoy it. Right, startup procedures. I put my UV on a few weeks ago. I then watched Martin Devon Koi Pond last night. Another good video, Martin. I love how he makes stuff and the greenery and all that, fantastic. And of course, big topic of conversation is electric use, and maybe in some cases for heating, gas use. It's going to be a long time before they come down, if they ever do, but they are going to go up. So myself and Kat currently run 3 pumps. So these are the pumps, our pump controllers, and then this one is the one that's shut down. This is the one that operates the upflow filter, and this isn't running at the moment because we've still got a bit of cold. I've always got 2 air pumps running. Perhaps I could run one. That's something to consider. And this one is only used for the cleaning cycle of this, so that is used very, very infrequently. So don't worry too much about that. So what I could do is, if I have the upflow filter running, is just basically run that minimum and then do some jiggery pokery and run these at the bare minimum. Now you might be thinking to yourself, oh no, you can't do that. Well, A, yes I can because it's my pond, but B, can you give me a very good reason why I can't reduce everything down? Now you might be talking about the amount of throughput through a filter, what's actually required, what's the minimum that it'll take, what's the maximum it should take. But all the time I'm thinking to myself, how can I reduce my running costs, because they're just going to be stupid now, just stupid. So if you can come up with anything sensible, please put it down, or even say this is what I do with my pond, your pond, and then I can maybe get some information from yourself and maybe learn something myself. So I'll leave that to you. Also, due to startup, some people mentioned starting a dose of acroflavin just to bring them back out of the winter period. I'm not clever enough to understand about that. That's Kat's department. Also, some people have mentioned putting fluke solve in as a startup procedure, and again, personal choice, I don't know. Let me know about that. And running the shower. So that shower can basically turn on whenever. It's still a bit blowy, but there is a slight increase in temperature, and I mean slight, it's not great. And I've also got the water blade out there. Look at them looking here, God, I'll have to clean this down. So it's a case of, for those people who are not heated, are you still running your shower? Have you turned it off during winter? Have you now turned it back on? Are you going to leave it another few weeks before you turn it back on? Let me know. Let me know. I think the way things are with the wind, I'll leave the water blade off, because I'll just end up blowing water all over the garden, and then there's a cost of refilling. Just let me know. We will be looking at some kind of plants to go inside that box at some time. Maybe baby's tears or angel's tears, whatever they call them. We'll see how that goes. Sometime in the next few months I will be looking seriously at moving some fish on. There are maybe 4 or 5 fish that are not developing as we would have hoped, or maybe lost the colour that they did have. If you want those fish at that time, it will be basically turned up with a box and a bag. There will be maybe a slight cost involved, and it won't be much. I'm no idiot. Now people are really got to be careful with the money, but if we believe there's a cost associated with the fish, we'll ask for some money, maybe one or two, they'll be free, but we'll let you know in the meantime. So when we do let you know, we'll tell you which ones are available. We'll take a photograph of each one, and basically if you turn up with a box, it's no point saying I might come in 3 weeks next Tuesday, and somebody says I can come tomorrow. If you can come tomorrow, it's yours. That's it. That's how it'll be. So we're basically in and out. Once we get those 4 or 5 fish out, we're going to go down and have a look at some various dealers and restock. So looking forward to that aspect. So like I said, there might be a few quid, but they're not going to be silly money like you see. The drum cleaning. So there won't be silly money, trust me. Ukraine, the forefront of the news at the moment, and I know this is like not so much a koi channel, but bits and pieces of happy stuff. Myself and Kat were in Ukraine in November 2019. Probably one of the safest countries I've ever been in. Nicest people, what a lifestyle, and I am absolutely gutted for them. But if you are Ukrainian, or you know somebody who's Ukrainian, myself and Kat are backing it. We need a good result out of this, and we need to take the Russian army, not the Russian people, the Russian army out and send Putin back. But that's that. What else? There was something else. Oh, the 20-foot water feature I've mentioned. Hopefully we might be starting that next week. The weather and my mate's back has been creating some proper issues. So that's been put back and put back and put back. The other one about the startup procedure was, when do you put your gel in? For those people that use a bacteria gel, when do you put it in? Let me know. Went down the garden. So just going back to these, if you've got any ideas for this, or you feel as though you need it on your system, let me know. Spillway, this is just basic. I'm looking not at a spillway, but basically some 6mm polypropylene. This I most definitely want to use, but I'm still undecided of how I'm going to use it. And that pump I definitely need. The rest of the stuff I'm not sure yet. It's a bit of a mishmash. When I watch videos, I find interesting all of them. There's always something in there, even if I don't fully understand what's actually going on. I do enjoy that the what I see with passion in the koi pond owner or pond owner or wildlife pond owner, and how they view their pond, which is lovely. Koi pond lifestyle, yeah. When I first started watching this gentleman, I want to show, but he's absolutely grown on me now, so thank you for that. Koi Diaries as ever, righty. Gifster Koi, what a guy. He's one of these guys that you could ask him to read you the story when you were a kid and you'd just love his voice. I think it's just the Welsh accent. So keep up the good work there. Martin's Koi Pond, doing really well with how you've done it. You've come on leaps and bounds. Liardfield, mental as anything, but so enjoyable. It's just an absolute machine for building stuff, and just works and works and works. I don't even know if you've got time to do some tattooing, mate, but there you go. There are plenty of others out there. Devon Koi Pond, Koi Water Plants and Rants, Law Magro. I think it might be an idea for Law and Rachel to move to France, where the fuel costs are only about 4% instead of 54%. We then can all go and move into a chateau with Law and Rachel, and we can all have our koi ponds in their garden, and it'll be cheap as chips. Worth thinking about. Right, I think that's about it. I can't think of anything else to waffle on about. So in the meantime, fuel, pond visits. I still want to do pond visits, but clearly there's a fuel aspect in it. So I will, let's say for instance I have 10 koi visits in my head planned, I might only do 5. I definitely want to go see Derby Koi Pond, and there are probably some others that are even closer than Andy and Graham, so let me know if you want a pond visit, and we'll see if we can get some organised, and vice versa. If anybody wants to come and see our little hole in the ground with some dirty water in, let me know. So in the meantime, from a very windy but dry Peterborough, 2 jabs, 1 booster. COVID is still with us, don't forget about that. Stay safe, look after your family, and goodbye.